again to Doozer Shop. Follow-up video to work on the yet to be identified facing head for the horizontal boring mill. Let me take you around, show you what I've been doing. Alright. So I took it apart. Let me show you. You got it hanging on the hook here. And let's see. So I took out the sliding piece. This here, I guess you'd call it the lead screw. And there's a half nut that goes in here back and forth. Alright. Yep. I am totally not prepared to make this video, but we're going to do it anyways. So that, let me zoom out. Alright, that's how that works. So that adjusts the offset of your facing head in and out. So that spins and adjusts it. Right? So I guess it's not a half nut. I guess you'd call it a half nut. It's more like a quarter nut. But whatever. Alright, put it in the parts washer. Man, this parts washer, it's filthy. I got stuff on the floor. I mean, it's just anyhow. So I've been cleaning that. So let me kind of show you. So this is a dovetail. This is the opposite. The gib goes in this side, but it's like a 45-degree dovetail. I've been looking on Google Images. Every facing head I've seen seems to have boxway construction. So I posted a thread on Practical Machinist trying to identify this. Hopefully some of you guys out there can either leave comments. Let me just come around back here, or else I'm going to be fighting this thing. Actually, alright. So, alright, I know, world's worst video. You're welcome. So there's the mounting flange. So this here is a taper, like a chuck taper. That's about 7 inches. And the bolt pattern here is 5.5 inches between bolts. And this is like a taper, like an A or a D series taper. It's about 7 inches. So this is where the gear bolts on and yada yada. So I took the other, there's another gear in here that goes and adapts to the face gear. But it's interesting, they cut gear teeth on the lead screw. I know it looks like a worm, but I guess you'd call it a lead screw. Alright, so this thing was all full of chips. It's hollow, and thank God, because boy, it'd be heavy. It's still heavy. Like I said, 20 inches in diameter. So I got it all cleaned up. Well, reasonably cleaned up. Yeah. So the inside hole is 4 inches. And the diameter is 20 inches. So let's go. Let me walk, I'll show you the other parts. Oh, well, let's start here. Alright, it's flopped upside down. This is the offsetable head. So 4-inch slot. See, my bar is only 2.5. This one is set up for a machine with a 4-inch bar. So that's fine. And as I said, dovetail construction. Got the T-slots, dovetail construction. Oh, so, hold on. Let me pick this up. Oh my God. Alright, good enough. So this is the offsetable head. Oh, that's the gib. You can take it right off. so that's the gib. Okay, so you can see that. Maybe it's upside down. Okay. I know it's really hard to see. So at the top is a big number 2 and a little number 4, like 24. And at the bottom, what the heck's it say? 2. 20011, then a big number 2, small 0012. I don't know. Not sure. Not important. So this is where that half nut goes. And this is a slot for a pin that limits the travel. So whatever. And there's that gib. So the tightening wedge that goes in the middle. So that's that. Let me show the gears. Gears. This is that idler shaft I took off. Never mind the fact that it's next to my closing apron. These are not parts for the closing apron. This is parts for the facing head. So this comes off. That's the bushing. Yeah, that's for that. Yeah, let me set that. And then that's the gear that interacts with the bevel, the ring gear. The bevel on the ring gear, and then so these stack up on there, and there's like 2 keys and a spacer. So this subshaft assembly I pulled out, cleaned everything, cleaned the gears. Alright, so that's that. And drop everything. So there's a grease fitting in there which I took out, so it's 1/8" pipe thread. And after I pulled the taper pin, that's how I was able to withdraw this. Is I put in a 1/8" pipe nipple, 6 inches long, and I used the milling machine like a strap clamp, and I pulled it out by jacking the whole thing out. And there's the key seats. So yeah, I know I'm breaking stuff. So this advances the head, the offset. And that's 0.635, a little over 5/8 in there. I suppose I could broach that for a hex and be able to just stick a 3/4 Allen wrench in there and offset it directly. But until then, that goes where I got the strap, right? So a grease fitting goes in there, and that lubricates that. And where I got the nylon strap is where that bushing holder thingy thing goes. So that goes in here. The spur gear goes up against here. The bevel gear goes up against the ring gear, and I'll show you that now. Yeah, don't worry, I got them hanging on the decal. So that gear meshes with that, and I guess this is the part of the gear that interacts with the machine. So I think that's 10 pitch, and you spin that, and it spins the bevel gear. All right, let's just get it. All right, there. So that spins. This is the world's most unorganized. Okay, so you see how that works. When you spin this 10 pitch gear, it's got a bevel gear and another bevel gear. So this, in turn, would spin that, right? So, and then with that, yeah, and that spins that from the backside, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, these two go in there. So that's how that works. So the bevel gear goes on this surface and spins that, and it spins that. So highly unorganized, but that's how it works. Right. So anyhow, I've been turning this just to try it. I got this flywheel tooth turner thingy thing. So that's what I've been using to test it. Now, these are still greasy. I gotta clean these off in the parts washer. So if you hold this stationary and spin the head, it faces. But it faces pretty quickly. I don't know if it would make a really fast spiral with the gear ratio that it has. If I just hold this stationary and spin it, I'll have to see. I'll put it together and I'll put a dial travel indicator on there and see. What I think this machine, it's off a machine where, like I said, it's got a hand wheel in the horizontal boring mill itself that creates a differential between these. So this is locked with the spinning head, the spindle. So if you turn, let's see, if they're spinning in synchronicity, you get no feed. If you start developing a differential in speed, it starts facing really slowly. And if it's a large differential in speed, the face is quick. And if you hold this while the spindle is spinning, the face is really fast. So my first thought is, okay, I think that's 10 pitch and I think that's 8 pitch. If I can get a gear for that and a gear for that and put like 2 shafts in idler gears with bearings off to the side, like, you know, somehow over here somehow. Let's see. This is fun. Figuring stuff out. Alright, so if it bolts on here, and I have some gears, I can come off, let me step on. Alright. So these bolts you can take off and use for a bracket. And there's plenty of room up top, maybe for some gears around the front. Somehow. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. No. Yeah, that's a better shot. Yeah, I could put some idler shafts or something there to try and make it work. But anyways, that's the plan, and I'm going to adapt it to... so those of you who don't know, this is the drive flange, and the actual bar comes out, right? So you're not going to use the bar. One of my subscribers thought that you're going to bolt this big boring head, you know, onto the actual bar, spindle, whatever you call it. But no, it's going to be retracted, and the facing head will bolt to these 4 bolts and then these 2 drive keys. So that's how it's going to work. The actual bar from the Giddings and Lewis will have nothing to do with this facing head. You put another bar in the holder, right? You put a bar in this, and this bolts to that, and that's how you offset it. So my thought was too, if that's a 2-inch bar, I could screw a boring head on. Well, let me show you. Alright, do I have any? Yeah. So I could take a head like this, right, and mount that, or even a smaller one, to the 2-inch solid bar. And I got small ones, of course. You know, I don't remember. You know, Criterion makes 1.5-inch ones. So, I mean, they make them small. So I could have, so you know that these, I think this is, well, I don't know, that's a flange. Most of them have a thread on them, so you could put it right on the bar. Whatever. I got some big ones in the back there. But anyways, yeah. So that's the plan. So this is kind of not cleaned up yet. I cleaned up the hardest thing first, which was, of course, the big casting, right? And I got it hanging on my little I-beam there. Goes the most of the length of the shop, and that's tied into my roof structure. So I got that, and I just rolled a parts washer. It's on wheels, so I just rolled it over there. So that's kind of the deal. You get you better, yeah. So that's where I am. More videos to follow, but that's the plan, and that's where I am. I'm going to get greasy and clean this up a little bit more. So that's the update right now from Doozer's shop.